Hey everyone, it's Mr. Wilson with a quick tutorial about how to format a storyboard today. So the script that we're going to be working on storyboarding is this one that I've just written here. So as we see, we have two columns, video, everything we see on the left, audio, everything we hear is on the right. So the first thing we see is in parentheses the title, which is hashtag swag, and the music in parentheses music up-tempo techno sounding music. I don't know exactly what new music is that I'm going to use, so I'm just putting something that I think I want, the sound that I think I want. Then we have a fade in as the music fades down but not out. A waist shot, Alice excitable and Ted deadpan in the hall at the lockers talking. So we have who's there, where they are, what they're doing, and we also have a little bit of a description of the characters. Alice says, "Ted, oh my gosh, did you hear?" Ted pauses listening. "I don't hear anything." Then we go to a medium close-up of Alice, as Alice says, "No, doofus, I mean, did you hear the big news?" We go to a medium close-up of Ted. Ted says, "No." Now, remember, I have said do not have short lines of dialogue like this. So, remember Mr. Wilson said that would be really choppy looking if I had just one, two, or even three words. So I'm not going to have him say no. I'm going to come up with something a little bit longer. So I'm going to have him say, let's see, no. So I'm having him say no, unless you're talking about the new tater tots they're serving in the cafeteria. Okay, so now that I had him say that, I'm going to need to move this medium close-up down so it lines up with Alice's line, so medium close-up of Alice. Alice says, "There's an awesome new after-school activity. It's called the Swag Club. We have to join. It's the coolest thing around. The students in the club get to create all sorts of swag." Then we go to a medium close-up reaction of Ted looking disgusted as Alice continues, "And wear it around school. It is hashtag swagtacular." Then we go back to medium close-up of Alice because remember before we were at a medium close-up of Ted not talking but just listening, and Ted's going to go look really disgusted when she says hashtag swagtacular. So we cut back to a medium close-up of Alice. Alice says, "We should definitely join." And then we cut to a waist shot. Long shot because a third person walks in. So waist shot, Tim walks into the frame joining Alice and Ted wearing all sorts of ridiculous and outlandish jewelry and other swag. Tim says, "Yo, what is up, home toast?" Now, yo, comma, what is up, comma, home toast. Yo is being used as an interjection. Yo, what's up? So yo, comma, what's up? And then he's calling them home toast. So yo, comma, what's up, home toast. Make sure you've got your commas there. Medium close-up of Tim. Tim says, "Check out my latest and greatest swag, all made by yours truly, courtesy of the Swag Club. Check it out. Oh, yeah." So that's what Tim says. And while he's saying that, we have an insert shot of Tim's swag. Then we go to a medium close-up of Alice, and Alice says, "Whoa, Tim, you look fine." Then a medium close-up of Ted, as Ted says, "Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and pass on the Swag Club. Not really my thing, but you two have fun." Then we go to the waist shot, back to the establishing shot, as Ted exits after the line while Alice and Tim continue to exult over Tim's swag. Ted says, "By the way, please don't ever say hashtag swagtacular to me again. See ya." Alice says, "Dag, that's some tight swag, Tim." Tim says, "You know it, girl. Woot woot." Okay, then title Swag Club. It's hashtag swagtacular. Music fades up for reinforcing message and credits fade out at the end. That is our script. Now again, dag, comma, that's some tight swag, comma, Tim. We look at that line by Alice. Dag is an interjection, comma, dag, comma, that's some tight, comma, Tim, because that's direct address. Again, you will have direct address and interjections in your script, so you better remember to put those commas there. Okay. Now, one of the things I'm going to show you when I storyboard this is I'm actually going to change all these waist shots to knee shots because I think coming in, that third person coming in, we're probably going to want to get a little bit wider. So I drew the last couple shots as knee shots, and then I was like, you know what? It would be better just to have knee shots for all of them so we could just get the knee shot for our establishing shot. We wouldn't have to get both the waist shot and the knee shot. We could just get the knee shot. Also, while I'm storyboarding, I keep calling Ted Paul, and I call him John. not that often, so but if you notice, I get confused about the names. So I call Alice Alice, I call Tim Tim, but I call Ted Ted usually, but then I call him Paul and John. I'm not sure why. Anyway, so now we're going to see how we storyboard it. So now I'm going to storyboard this script, and I'm going to fast forward through most of my drawings so it won't take quite so long. So the first shot is a 2-shot waist shot. Here's our first frame. It's Ted and Alice at the lockers. I've given Alice long hair. Of course, my drawing's not that great, but I can see it's a 2-shot waist shot. And I write waist shot, Ted and Alice at lockers. Alice in all caps. Ted, oh my gosh, did you hear? Ted, I don't hear anything. Here's my next frame. It's a medium close-up of Alex, but I'm drawing them as over-the-shoulder shots because for many of you, your storyboard and your scripts and your productions are going to require some over-the-shoulder shots for your first production. So this is what your over-the-shoulder should look like. Normal medium close-up, a little bit of head and shoulders of the other person. Alright, so here's a medium close-up of Ted, and now notice Ted is looking to the right, whereas Alice is looking to the left. Our character's always going to go left-right when we have the establishing shot. However this person's looking, that's the way he's always going to be looking, to the right. She's always going to be looking to the left unless we change it, but normally we're going to want to stay that the people are looking the same way. So she's looking to the left, he's looking to the right. And he says, MCU Ted. We see a little bit of Alice's curly hair in the background as he says, all caps, no, not unless you are talking ... cafeteria, ellipses. I'm going to use it for the first time. Long lines, I can use ellipses. This is our next shot. Alice is again facing to the left. There's the back of John's head and his shoulders just a little bit. We don't see the top of his head. Medium close-up of Alice. Then next line, Alice all caps. There's in and then ellipses because there's a long line, and the last line in this shot is swag. So if I put there's in, ellipses, swag. And here's my next shot, which is just a reaction shot. We still hear Alice's line here, but I'm not going to bother writing it down. It's on the script. I'm just going to put medium close-up of Ted reacting. He's got his eyebrows up. I'm not sure exactly how we're going to want him to react, but this is how I'm storyboarding it. Then we cut back after the reaction shot of John to the over-the-shoulder of Alice again looking to the left, see John a little bit, medium close-up of Alice, and she finishes up her line, so I'm just putting ellipses, definitely join, which are the last 2 words, exclamation point. Whoop, forgot the end punctuation. We should never not have end punctuation. Commas, all that stuff definitely still applies on the storyboard, so make sure you're putting commas, end punctuation, capital letters, etc. On this shot, we've got a knee shot. Tim walks in wearing all sorts of swag. It's a knee shot because we need to get further out so we see that third person come in. Otherwise, the audience isn't going to understand where this guy came from, and we need to get a little further than the waist shot. He's going to walk in and he says, "Yo, what is up, home toast?" So then next shot, we've got a shot of Tim. He is wearing his ridiculous swag. It's a medium close-up, and MCU Tim, he says, capitals, all capitals, check out, and again I'm using ellipses because his line is pretty long, and then at the end he goes, oh yeah! Now I don't have to have this as an over-the-shoulder shot. The other ones I'm using as over-the-shoulder shots, so I wouldn't have an over-the-shoulder shot of one of them once and then not of them the other time. But I'm thinking that I don't necessarily need to shoot this as an over-the-shoulder shot. When we go out and shoot, I might try, but I'm just drawing this one as a regular medium close-up. So our next shot is a close-up. It's an insert shot of the swag, and I'm just imagining some sort of necklace. This is hashtag swag. I don't know if we'd probably be able to get this, probably not, but we'd want an insert shot, a close-up of some kind of swag that Tim's got on his body. So there's our insert shot. Now this is a medium close-up of Alice and MCU Alice. Next line, Alice
Whoa, Tim, you look fine. Now, I'm not drawing this as an over-the-shoulder shot either, because she's not looking at Paul and Paul's not looking at her anymore. She's looking at Tim, and so is Paul. So this shot probably is going to be a normal medium close-up. It wouldn't make sense for it to be an over-the-shoulder shot. Okay, so our next shot is a medium close-up of Ted again, and Ted is rolling his eyes because he's kind of like, eesh. But he's also, again, he's looking this way this time, because I'm thinking probably he's going to be looking this way because he was looking at Tim also. So he's probably going to be looking this way. And again, we can change it when we go out to shoot it, however it actually happens. But I think he'd probably be looking this way and wouldn't be over the shoulder. It would just be a medium close-up of him. Then next line, Ted all caps, yeah. Again, ellipses, because it's a long line. Have fun are his last two words. Okay, and now here's our last shot. And again, my poor artsmanship is definitely visible here. But so this is Paul, or this is Ted, and he's walking off. He's exiting, and that's shown by the arrow. And this is Tim. He's doing this hands up in the air, raise the roof kind of gesture, although I can't draw very well, so it's not very easily seen. And here's Alice standing there looking and smiling. And it's a knee shot. Ted exits. Ted says, by the way, and then see ya, ... He says some other things. And then Alice has a line, but I'm just going to skip to Tim's line, the last thing he says, which is woot woot. Okay, so that's the whole thing. All right, so we look at this. We've got this waist shot, and actually, we might want to actually shoot this as a knee shot so that all of our establishing shots are the same. So when we go back here, we only have to shoot it once. So probably as a director, I would say, you know, we're going to shoot this whole thing as a knee shot, so we can go through the whole thing as a knee shot and do it a couple times, and then we don't have to get a waist shot and a knee shot. So waist shot, they meet at the locker, back and forth between Alice and Ted as they look back and forth, left and right. We see their over-the-shoulder shots as they talk. And this is a reaction shot of Ted. He's kind of going, here. And then Alice says something we should definitely join. That's when Tim walks in. We have to go to a longer shot to see that third person walking in. He says, oh man, look at my swag. Oh yeah, we cut to an insert shot of his swag. Back to Alice saying, oh, you look fine. Ted is not having it. And then back to the establishing shot as Ted walks out and Tim goes, woot woot. All right, cool. Hashtag swag club. Join the swag club. All right, so that's how you storyboard your productions. This whole storyboard took me 20 minutes to draw, and that's doing it while explaining it. So even though this storyboard was more than just a regular ESUES, it also had a reaction shot there, it had an insert shot there, it had another wide shot where the third person came in. It was 12 shots altogether. This took me 20 minutes to do, but I was also explaining it. So actually, a 6-frame storyboard should probably only take you about 10 minutes to draw. So don't think it's going to be that hard. Just get down and get working, and you should be able to do it in about 10 minutes or so. A little longer script, of course, is going to take you longer. So that's how you storyboard. Good luck. See me if you have any questions. One more note about storyboarding. Some students have said, well, I don't know how to draw a long shot of a classroom. So I don't either. I mean, this is the best I can do, just as long as it's like, okay, this is a long shot of a classroom. Here's a teacher, there's some students at desks. Or you could draw it this way. Here's a teacher up there, and there's the backs of some students' heads. It's a long shot of a classroom. It doesn't really have to look pretty, we just have to get the idea. So here's it from the perspective of all the students facing forward, and there's the back of their heads. Here's one where we can see the teacher a little bit better, and these students are at desks, facing kind of to the side-ish. Either one of these would be a fine long shot drawing for a storyboard in a classroom, long shot. Okay, so just do your best, and as long as you're not using stick figures, look at these things. Those aren't stick figures, but they're, weird figures. It's okay. You just need to show good perspective.